Welcome into this week's edition of the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Again, I'm your host, Adam Haley. We're back in studio for the first time this season. The set behind us you may recognize from last year. We've got a lot to talk about on tonight's show. Men's and women's basketball getting ready into the end of the month of February, the last month of the regular season, and they are both on a hot streak right now. Spring sports are getting ready to gear up. Men's volleyball is already into action. Baseball, softball, men's and women's lacrosse, men's and women's tennis, golf. They're all getting ready to tip it off and kick it off for the spring season. On tonight's show, we're going to talk some lacrosse as we talk to men's coach Ryan Kuhn and women's coach Caitlyn Corace about the upcoming seasons for both of those teams. Before we get into those interviews, let's tell you about some recent results from this past week. Men's volleyball this past Tuesday picked up their second victory in school history. They defeated Bluefield 3-0 at Bluefield, winning sets 25-6, 25-11, and then 25-13. They'll be at home this weekend. We'll talk about that later on in tonight's show. Women's basketball now ranked 6th in the nation. They got a big victory this past Wednesday at home against Corace Newman, 72-65. Before that last weekend, they defeated Coker 85-68. Crystal Evans and her squad now 18-0 overall in the season, one of only 4 Division II schools still unbeaten on the 2016-17 season. Men's basketball, they're back inside of the top 25. They're now ranked 24th in the nation. They defeated Coker last Saturday 97-60, and then Wednesday against Corace Newman, a battle for second place. They took the Eagles behind the woodshed, winning that one 108-76, using a 25-2 run in the first half to blow that one open. Eventually a 35-point lead at halftime. Of note, Dorian Pinson became the first LMU men's basketball player to record a triple-double in that particular contest. They'll be on the road with the women again this Saturday, and we'll talk about that later on in the show. And don't want to forget women's bowling. They were up in Kutztown, Pennsylvania for the Kutztown Invitational. They went 7-8 on the weekend. Well, they had victories over top 25 Norfolk State and Wisconsin Whitewater in that particular invitational. As we said, we've got a big show lined up. We're going to talk some lacrosse. We're specifically going to talk men's lacrosse when we come back here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
Unmatched and unbeatable. Your experience at Danny England Motors comes with the absolute best in offering unmatched quality while delivering an uncommon, hands-on process to take your automotive purchase to the next level in customer service and customer expectations. While offering a relaxed, positive environment and a laid-back approach, our drive to surpass the highest of standards in this industry comes nothing short of. Danny England Motors. Come see us today. Automotive excellence starts here.
Established in 1982, Dixie Roofing Incorporated of La Follette has been the industry's leader in commercial roofing throughout Knoxville, Tennessee and surrounding counties for more than 30 years. From medical facilities to office buildings and educational institutions, Dixie Roofing has the experience, expertise, equipment, and know-how to handle roofing needs of any commercial structure, big or small. Dixie Roofing is also on the web at www.dixieroofing.com. Dixie Roofing Incorporated. Since 1959, Giles Industries has built more than 86,000 quality homes through craftsmanship of team members from the tri-state area. Our clients are extremely important to us, and we're looking for team-oriented family members which allow us to continue that level of excellence known to come with the Giles brand. Our team members receive above-average pay, great health, dental, and vision coverage, a 401k retirement package, and up to 2 weeks paid vacation following the first year of employment. Contact us about joining our Giles Industries family. Giles Industries, quality homes built by family for family.
Juggling my family schedule is a full-time job. Between school, dance practice, work, there's little time left to worry about much else. That's why I use real-time banking from Home Federal Bank. With real-time banking, I know that when I make a deposit, the money goes straight to my account. No delays, no waiting, no wondering. And I get to focus on what's important.
Real-time deposits, real-time access, real-time banking. From Home Federal Bank, always within reach.
Welcome back into the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Now joined alongside by men's lacrosse coach Ryan Kuhn. First time we've actually got to talk to you, I believe, all year, if not at least into the side of the spring. We're in the Players Lounge here at the new lacrosse building. I'm looking outside to our right here. We see the Harrogate City Park on this brand new beautiful field. So it means lacrosse is just right around the corner.
Yes, sir, it is. We're really excited. It's been a little while since fall ball ended, but hard to believe we're like 3 weeks into the semester already, and we're about 2.5, 3 weeks into practice, and gearing up for our first scrimmage this weekend. So it's before we knew it, it was here. So now it's we're trying to get everything done that we can get done.
You took over and kind of started the whole program, both on the men's and women's side. You eventually let the women's go to Caitlyn, but you stayed with the men's from the beginning to now. We're setting this beautiful lacrosse complex. You've seen it from when I first started laying brick to what it is now. That has to have been an impressive journey, knowing some of the players you brought in that first year, promising and telling them, we're going to get this, we're going to get that, and now you're actually seeing it built and you're in it.
Well, that's just a testament to the administration, Dr. DeBusk, the Board of Trustees, Dr. Dawson, Matt Green in the athletic department, Roger Vanoy, who was before him. When I was interviewing for the job, one of the big things that I said that was really important to me was that, obviously they had a great idea for facilities, but, I always asked, never put me in a position where I'd be lying to our players. And they never have. Everything that they said that they would be doing, they have done. And really to see it go from what it was to what it is now, it really is just, it's so little about me as a coach. It's just really great to see kind of the satisfaction and just how much our guys and the girls on the women's team are really enjoying this facility, and just to kind of have had the parents within the program see it has been tremendous. I mean, it's a first-class facility, and we're thrilled to have it, and it's come a long way, and we still have a long way to go though. So it's really been fantastic.
We at the university have seen the growth of the lacrosse program. The community's seen it now that it's expanding out, and it's essentially step one in the Valley of Sports. Talk about the growth of the team, though, because when you all started, you were the new kids on the block, but since then, more sports have been added, and you all are still in that new kid blocks mentality, but this will be your third year coming up. So talk about the growth of the team from year one to now.
Really, it's just something that, first year into second, into third, each year the things don't change. We want to play to the ceiling of our program. We want to play every day to our players' individual ceiling, and then kind of have that progress. And I think as the program has evolved, you've kind of seen that progression. To be extremely young and such a green team that first year, to have a little bit of success that was able, the way we finished that year really helped us transition to the second year. And the way last year worked out to kind of put us in a position to where, last year our goal was to play some meaningful games. And we did. We played some really meaningful games, and kind of put us in a position where we could have done some really nice things. This year it's, our focus is to uphold the standard, to continue to build the standard of our program and win those meaningful games. It's great to be here, but we don't just want to be satisfied with being here. Our goal is to, get into the national poll, to be well thought of within the conference, and have our guys vie for postseason accolades. I mean, really, it's so great to have the individual success, but a lot of times with that, with the team success, those individual accolades, follow, because it's so rare you see a team do really, really well and not have, some pretty special players. So, for us, we're really focused on just trying to keep everything moving forward. I give all the credit to the coaching staff. I mean, Dwayne Stewart has done a tremendous job since he's gotten here. Without him, I don't think the progress, is anywhere near where it is. Coach Sears has done a tremendous job, and now we've had we have Brendan Murphy. All those guys really bring a unique perspective to the staff, and it's really helped the program grow, which is great.
We're going to talk about the conference in just a second, because the preseason rankings or the preseason poll came out this week. But before we get into that, talking about just lacrosse as a whole, this was a sport that I don't think it's any secret that around the East Tennessee and the tri-state area here was very unknown. Lacrosse is more of a northeastern and I guess eastern seaboard type sport, but I felt like at the first part of the stages, it was like, all right, what is lacrosse? How do you play it? And I really feel like it has taken off with you all, your success, with Caitlyn's team coming about, that people are understanding lacrosse a bit more, and it's going to help with publicity for your team.
Absolutely, and I think for us as a second-year program to lead the conference in attendance was really big for our program. I mean, it was great to have 400 or 500 people out at that first game last year, and it's something that continued from the first year all the way through. And now with this facility, that's great. I mean, it's I think it fills a void, especially in the spring months, because we know that this is big UT football country, big SEC football country, and everybody loves their contact sports. And it's a fast-paced game, both on the men's and women's side. On our side, we're allowed to hit, so it's something that it draws people in. You know, and then ultimately, you know, if you have some success, that's what keeps the people coming. So it's, you know, I'd love to, you know, kind of keep that trend going. So we're doing everything that we can to try and put a good product on the field.
We mentioned the preseason poll come out earlier in the week. Your team was selected tied with Mars Hill for 5th with 37 votes. You're behind Lenore Ryan, who had 77, Queens with 69, and then Wingate with 64. Some of those teams we're used to seeing at the top, like the Wingates, the Queens out of Charlotte. Lenore Ryan, I think, surprised me a little bit at how far they are, but you know more about that. But your team being tied for 5th in the preseason poll in their 3rd year has to be something good.
You know, it's one of those things where it is what it is. You know, somebody other than me gets to pick these teams. I don't really have much of a say in it. There are a lot of great teams in our conference, and you know, I'm just happy that people think that highly of us. To be honest with you, you know, we're just really focused on scrimmage in Center College this week, and then we'll move on to our scrimmages next weekend and get ready for Florida Tech when we open up. You know, really, you know, the preseason stuff is exactly what it is. It's preseason stuff. You know, you know, I think that we have a tall task ahead of us within our conference, because the conference really is, you know, in our short time as a program has gotten, you know, bigger and better every single year. I mean, LR is a fantastic program. Coach Paradine's done a really, really great job with them. Queens is a great program. Wingate, you know, is another program that has had 2 really good years, and they just hired a brand new coach who won a national championship at Dowling. You know, and then Tusculum. Tusculum is a program that's you know, a little older than us, but very similar to us. And you know, those are programs that, you know, in order to get to where you want to be, you have to go through them. And that's not saying that, you know, Mars Hill is you know, Coach Klarman, you know, won a national championship at UNC. Catawba, Coach Bork is fantastic. Coker, you know, 2 years ago was the regular season champion. And Brevard had a strong recruiting class. So really, you know, it's all up for grabs. I mean, it's nice to be preseason ranked, but I'd rather be, you know, in the top 2 or 3, you know, towards the end of the year, and hopefully getting a bye so that we're not playing, you know, 4 games in a week.
You had some players get some preseason honors as well, mostly into the second team. Talk about your team this upcoming season.
We've been pleased. It's really such a great group of guys. I mean, I think at the end of the day, the most important thing for us is that, you know, we get to work with such great young men. You know, they're really, really unique, and I think if you had a chance to kind of see our picture day the other day, you would just kind of see how unique they are. But they're a tremendous group of guys. I mean, I think that, you know, there's some really great players in there, but more importantly, there's a lot of great people. We were lucky enough to get a couple of guys, well, 3 guys on the preseason all-conference team. You know, I really do feel that, you know, the program's first All-American is within the group right now, within our entire roster. You know, our freshman class has been great. They really raised the bar for the guys that, you know, were returning. Same thing with the sophomores, juniors. We do have a couple of seniors that we'll be saying goodbye to this year, but you know, really we're just trying to search for, you know, what our ceiling is and where we want to go, but it's a really great group of guys. I'm really excited to get everything going, and, you know, it should be an interesting year, that's for sure.
About 30 seconds, if you can, tell us about the upcoming schedule.
It's a really great schedule. It's the most challenging schedule that we've had up to date. I mean, we open up with Florida Tech. We have Alabama Huntsville coming in, Florida Tech, and we also have Florida Southern on there, both Sunshine State schools. Both were, you know, have been nationally ranked in the past, will probably be nationally ranked this year. You know, we bring in Roberts Wesleyan from the ECC, so we have a really eclectic group of non-conference schedule, non-conference opponents, but you know, those in-conference opponents, I mean, I think that there's probably 3 to 4 teams within our conference that have a really good shot at being ranked before the end of the year. So it's a really challenging schedule, but you know, hopefully, you know, we're up to the task, and that's why you play the games, though.
All right, Warner. Well, good luck into the upcoming season. I'm sure we'll talk to you as we continue on. One of the hardest jobs he's got. He opens up in February down in Melbourne, Florida. So.
Oh yeah, I know that bus ride's going to be really, really fun. But we have an opportunity. We open up the same weekend. Well, we're in Melbourne the same time as the baseball team, so hopefully we can, you know, get off the beach and go cheer those guys on while they beat Florida Tech.
While we're in the snow, they'll be on the beach. But Ryan, once again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you through the season.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back with more Railsplitter Athletic Support right after this.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
From sales to service, online or in person, Anchor Marine of Speedville, Tennessee is the source for all your boating needs. We carry a wide selection of new and used products and services for Alumacraft, Aqua Patio, Hurricane, Polar Craft, Sampan, and Sweetwater boats and pontoons, as well as a full line of Yamaha marine engines and Minn Kota trolling motors. From bow to stern, Anchor Marine also carries a wide selection of boating accessories. And if it's service you need, we offer on-site factory-trained technicians that are among the best in East Tennessee. Anchor Marine, 6630 General C.W. Steiner Highway, Speedwell. At Farm Bureau, we offer more than just insurance. We offer security. Whether you're insuring your automobile, boat, home, or simply buying life insurance, with Farm Bureau, you can rest assured that we have your best interests covered. Our members can also enjoy travel discounts, entertainment discounts, identity theft restoration, and home protection services. Call today at 423-869-8346 or stop by and see Brad Seal at our Harrogate location and find out why Tennessee turns to us for insurance. Experience exceptional service and experience security at Farm Bureau. Commercial, residential, or personal, Lester Signs of Harrogate has you covered with all your sign and graphic needs. From embroidery and screen printing to personalized items, decals, yard signs, logo design, car wraps, digital printing, and sign maintenance, Lester Signs has all your branding needs. Lester Signs is under new ownership and has been serving the tri-state area for more than 25 years. Phone us today to inquire about your commercial sign or marketing specialized needs, or email us at sales@lestersigns.com. Lester Signs, located at 112 Washington Avenue, Harrogate.
Welcome again to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Now joined alongside by women's lacrosse coach Caitlyn Corace. And first off, Caitlyn, welcome into the Railsplitter Athletics Report. We talked to Ryan a little bit in the first segment about the brand new facility and how it's going to help with your team, because you've been here all 3 years as well as he has. You all have kind of been bounced around a little bit, but now you have a home out here in the Harrogate City Park, and that has to be great for you and your team.
Oh, it's so exciting. Just, I mean, for the girls to have a locker room that they can go to, hang out in, get ready for practice, pregame. It's been awesome.
We also mentioned we're a little envious because your all's offices, when you look out the windows, you can see the Harrogate City Park. You all have, I mean, the brand new field out there is gorgeous. It's a little rainy and has been for the past couple of weeks, but it's still a very gorgeous field. And you all are the first part in the Valley of Sports.
Yes, that's really exciting. You know, and it's exciting for me too because my last office didn't have a window. So having this big one in my office to, you know, look out on the field and the park has been great. A little distracting, but great.
Talk about the team's progression from year one to now you're in your third year.
Progression, I would just say it just looks completely different. You know, we've progressed with just bringing in different girls from different areas and that have played lacrosse, and you know, progressively we've gotten better each year, and that's why I'm really excited for this year to kind of see what that brings, because from year one to year two was a huge change, so now it'd be interesting from year two to year three.
Is it difficult recruiting, knowing lacrosse is not necessarily, me and Ryan talked about it, I think lacrosse is picking up in this area, and LMU having lacrosse now in its third year helps out a lot because people now understand about lacrosse. It's not just that program that's on ESPN that you flip through. People understand it now, but is it still difficult knowing this area is not necessarily rich in lacrosse?
It is a little difficult, and I think just for lacrosse in general, it isn't exactly a nationwide sport already, so it has its pockets, and there are pockets of Tennessee where it's pretty good as well, but it's just finding those kids and you know, getting them here.
Talk about the upcoming season. I've not looked at your all schedule right offhand, but I'm sure you all have some top-notch teams on there.
We do. You know, it's the toughest schedule we've had in my now third year here, which was done on purpose because of the way we are progressing, and you know, from here, you know, kind of see where we're at in terms of competing with other people in region and see what we can do.
You start off with shorter. I'm not familiar with a lot of lacrosse teams around the area, and I guess that's a downfall of myself. But I've known from talking about men's with Ryan in an earlier segment, some of these programs are also early on. Like he mentioned, Tuscombe's only had lacrosse for a few years. Is Shorter in the same boat?
They're a little bit older than us. I think they're in like their fifth, maybe sixth year, so they've definitely have a couple years on us, but they are, you know, in terms of lacrosse, like new for the area.
So that kind of helps out as well with your scheduling, knowing, like, let's use Shorter for existence, if this is their fifth year. They know where you're at because you're in your third year, but at the same time you can look at them and use them as a benchmark going
Exactly.
forward.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of, even with teams last year and on the schedule this year, we kind of see where we want to kind of hit in terms of our progression each year when we see how teams are doing in the conference and out of conference.
Let's take a look at the conference. The preseason poll came out earlier in the week. Unfortunately, all were picked last inside of the conference of the 9 teams that have lacrosse. But your team can really use that as like bulletin board material.
Yep, it's definitely going to be a motivator. You know, we knew, I mean, from last year's schedule with not winning a SAC game that, you know, we'd probably be placed at the lower end of the poll, but that's been a motivator, you know, since the fall. You know, we need to now make some noise and show other teams in the SAC that, you know, we're not going to be 0-9, or we're going to do our best to move further.
It wasn't a complete disrespect because you all weren't like dead last by a lot of points.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know it has to be something that they're going to be using. It's like, okay, this team was picked ahead of us. Let's go out and beat them. And
Yeah.
your team's been close. They got really close last year to
Yeah.
going over that hump.
Yeah, and you know, 2 of the teams ahead of us, we lost by a goal last year, and both of those teams we were up for most of the game too, until probably the last, you know, 9 or 10 minutes. So, you know, like I said, it's definitely a big motivator, and it's something that, you know, we've been really emphasizing with the girls, that, you know, we've got to now, you know, finish out these games.
You had some of your players got preseason all conference, and I know that's going to be great for them going forward, and also great for the team going forward.
Yeah, well, it's great for the program. I think that's the first time we've had preseason girls on the SAC team, so I think that's, again, huge, and it shows, you know, our development as a program through these 3 years.
Let's talk about the girls. I'm sure some of them have been here for this will be their third year. Coming in, being recruited to a program that hadn't actually hit the field for the first time, I'm sure it was hard on them, hard on you to go out and get these girls. And I'm sure you made some promises like the building we're setting in and saying, hey, if you stick with us, you're going to see some things come along. So for them, it had to be exciting knowing, okay, you went from that inaugural field where it was really just a field, a few bleachers and a scoreboard, to now having your own lacrosse building. You've got your own lacrosse field outside of the building. You're not even the new kid on the block anymore, so you're getting everything you was told to you.
Yeah, and you know, we knew it was coming. You know, these things take time, and you know, it's really a credit to the girls for sticking with it and understanding, you know, that this, you know, not just the team, but you know, the program itself, it's a process, and you know, eventually it will pay off like it has with this building.
Has it sunk in yet that it's been 3 years here at Lincoln Memorial?
Oh, not really. No, it's flown by really fast, and when, like, you know, when you stop for a second, you're like, oh my God, remember where I was when I first got here. And you know, we talk about it. You know, sometimes how I started out with, I think, 9 girls on the team, and now, you know, just we've been building ever since.
How do you think you've grown within the university from that first year, having that first year team, to now having here in the third year?
I don't know.
I guess what's the difference is? What would we?
I guess it's just, you know, the familiarity, and you know, we know what to expect or what not to expect a little bit as we go into each season. So I guess just, you know, our expectations are always high. So, you know, just changing them a little bit, or maybe bringing them a little bit higher each year. But I would say that's about it.
You all 3 years ago was the first sport that had been introduced in, I think, quite a while at the university. Since then, you're talking about men's volleyball, men's and women's bowling, track and field. You all kind of started a roller coaster of new sports coming into the university.
We started the trend.
Do you talk to those coaches? Do you talk to any of those programs and say, hey, we've been where you're at just a few years ago, we understand?
A little bit. Last year, Joe Sawinski, the bowling coach, his office was across from ours for a little bit. So, you know, I would tell him, you know, when he was recruiting and everything, it was like, I get it, you know, recruiting, you know, for a new program and, you know, a new school and all of that, it's difficult, and, you know, there's a lot of, you know, factors that go into it, and, you know, trials and tribulations with it, but just a little bit.
You look out, and we're looking out over our right side here at the Harrogate City Park. How excited is you and your team to get on this brand new field, knowing that, because the first year you all had a field that was kind of in the Valley of the Sports, but at the same time it was still new to all of us. Second year y'all played on the soccer field. You know, now you're going to have your own field, your own facility that you all have to take care of.
I think they're just really excited about having their own venue. You know, we liked having the soccer field last year. It's actually a great venue for lacrosse, but you know, it was soccer's. You know, it was called the soccer field. So now that this is the lacrosse field, you know, we have a little bit more of that, like, pride in it, I would say.
Talk about the crowds that come out to Lacrosse and kind of, I guess, of a pitch. I mean, you all are in the Harrogate City Park. You've got Highway 63 and Highway 25E here. Everybody can see what's going on at Lacrosse. You have a couple minutes here. Make a pitch to the community why they should come out and support women's lacrosse.
Not a great salesman, but I would say, just driving by, you'll be able to see kind of how hard the girls are working at practice, because we will practice on here too. So hopefully that will entice people to, look up our schedule or come and check out a game, or even people that come to just walk around, they can kind of take a peek and see what's going on here, and hopefully it's something they like to see.
What is the team like? Are they a bunch of jokesters? Are they serious?
Definitely goofballs, I would say. They're definitely a bunch of jokesters. I think their favorite thing is to rip on me a little bit, but that's okay, because I can make them run. But just kidding. But they're a great group. They really get along really well, which is great to have, especially those girls that were here in the beginning in their freshman year or first year. They want to build this, and they want to build the culture here. So they've kind of really helped steamroll that, and really have a close-knit team.
When you mentioned they were jokesters and they picked on you, that was my first thought was, but you're the head coach. You can make them run laps.
I know. But they like to get in their little jokes here and there, but it's all in good fun.
Do they ever do anything with the men's program? Like, I know in basketball you can have like a men's women's scrimmage, but is the sport just totally different?
They're too different, just rules-wise, even equipment-wise, and everything like that, safety-wise. So it's just they just support each other. I think going to each other's games is what they like to do.
All right, you got Shorter coming up. That's on February the 11th. Talk about your preparation for that game.
We haven't played them before, so that's something exciting. But we have been scouting. I've looked at a little bit of film, and they're definitely a scrappy team, and we've got to come ready to play because, like I said, they're in their 5th year, so they have a little bit more legs, a little bit more depth people-wise. But I think that it should be a really competitive match.
All right, Caitlyn. Well, good luck going forward. I'm sure we'll talk to you throughout the season.
Sounds great. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Railsplitter athletic support right after this.
It's the Old Town Grill. The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special. It's the OTG. The OTG is the place to be.
Welcome back into the Railsplitter Athletics Report. As we finish off tonight's show, once again, want to thank our guests, Ryan Kuhn and Caitlyn Corace. Their seasons, believe it or not, will be starting within the next week or two, as they will be getting their 3rd season of men's and women's lacrosse here at Lincoln Memorial University. Let's tell you about some things upcoming into the weekend. For men's volleyball, they'll be at home on Friday taking on Lees McRae. That is a 7 o'clock start. LMU Sports Network will have our first ever men's volleyball broadcast that evening. Myself and Mike Smith will have the call. You can catch that live stream on LMURailsplitters.com. The track and field will be back in action. They'll be in Indianapolis, Indiana for the UIndy Tom Hathaway Distance Classic. That is a Friday and Saturday meet up in Indianapolis, Indiana. And as we said in the open, men's and women's basketball on the road this weekend. They'll be over in Hickory, North Carolina, taking on Lenore Ryan. That is a 2 o'clock start for the women. That's a 4 o'clock start for the men. LMU Sports Network will have radio coverage for that one starting at 1:40 p.m. on 91.3 FM WLMU. Rusty Peace will have the call for that one. They'll be back in action on Wednesday as well on the road at Brevard. And again, we'll have coverage of that one on 91.3 FM WLMU. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Railsplitter Athletics Report. I'm Adam Haley. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.